we have a problem. Small problem. It's about that big, actually. We have a crack all the way across the front of the bowsprit. We never noticed it on our boat. The inspector never noticed it, but we met with owners of another sister ship, and they told us about it. Right up here. Look at that. All the way across, comes down here. And the manufacturer knew about it, and they added these plates on both sides. So we're gonna have to take the whole thing apart, take all the anchor rollers and the railing and everything off, rebuild the fiberglass. It's gonna take a long time. Let's get started. This is the halyard for the Genoa and the halyard for the asymmetric spinnaker, and I have attached them down to two cleats, and we're going to take up these are going to act as forestays, so I can take the real forestay off. It's going to hold the mast up.
Is it loose enough?
We'll see. No. The forestay is nice and loose. Pull the cotter pins. And there she is. Can I get the big picture? Yeah.
The next step in this operation is to disconnect the power supply from the windlass so that we can move it if needed, and so we'll do that right now.
More hardware has to come off. Of course, I can't see what I'm doing. I have to operate the second wrench blind, but that's normal on a boat. One down, one more to go. Alright, I've got the anchor rollers off, and these two plates were add-ons from the factory to prevent the crack from spreading.
stubborn bolts will come out.
Four of these screws I can't get out. The last thing to take off. Not quite. One more screw. There we go. Oh, because there's wires in there. We got the bowsprit taken apart, and actually it looks better than we thought. We've got this structural T in the middle. It wasn't fastened to the upper layer. In fact, as it goes back here, it's loose. But with all the bolts through for the forestay, this is all in compression, so it was okay. There was a piece of wood up here which now looks like this, and we've got some rod over here, but it's really minor, so we're going to be able to put this back together a lot quicker than we originally thought. Yay. This is rotten wood, but it was held in place by one layer of fiberglass. We're going to replace this with a piece of angle fiberglass, about inch and a half, which will replace this wood. And this side is even worse. Not much there.
Well, well, well.
Hi. So we have two anchors that we want to put on the bowsprit, plus spares. But two of them ready to go. But they fight with each other. So I'm going to drop one of the bow rollers. It's going to be lowered a little bit so that the two anchors will mesh. So while I've got the whole bowsprit taken apart, this will hold one of the bowsprits down at an angle. Here, I'll show you. One anchor roller will be up here where it used to be, and one will be down here so that the crossbars mesh. So we've got our new anchor roller support, plus I've got several pieces of angle to go in here and one more over here to give me a lot of surface area for gluing the top back on. Now we got to glue them in place. We've got slow setting epoxy. This gray powder will thicken it. Now to hold it in place while it's drying, I put holes in, and holes in the back of here. I'll just screw them together. Two. Now we're going to glue this in. Everything's all solid now. Everything's all solid now. The epoxy is cured. Now I have to grind back the fiberglass so I can put fiberglass cloth over everything and come down the sides, and it'll all be sealed up. Fiberglass and epoxy. Very dusty. After lots of sanding and grinding and sanding, we're ready to put the bowsprit back together. Everything's level. Some of the holes are going to be filled in. We're going to move them to new places. And then put fiberglass over the top of the whole thing. Here we go. So we've got 7 layers of fiberglass on here and a new substructure underneath, and then lots of sanding and grinding, and I've got filler over the top to flare it all out. The last coat of filler is going to go with the fancy stuff. It goes on really smooth. We spared you the tedium of sanding and grinding. So here we got the epoxy. This is fumed silica.
Drilling and tapping?
No, there's nuts underneath. There's nuts on the bottom and a big, huge backing plate.
Is that compressing the fiberglass?
Not by much. I can guarantee you that. We're over at our friend's house and he's going to weld a new backing plate for our Bowsprit. So he tacked it for us and I bent it to exactly the right angle. We made a 1/2 inch diagonal. So he's going to finish this weld and do this one up and then we'll install it. The next step in an operation such as this, we're going to passivate all our stainless pieces.
The first step in an operation of this particular type is to shave the patient.
We've removed them from the deck. We've polished them with a diamond rouge, and now we're going to apply electricity to passivate. So in passivation, it's all about feeding mosquitoes. No, passivation, we apply positive voltage to the piece we're interested in, and a negative voltage to another piece, and it actually etches into the metal and removes some discoloration, especially rust, and iron ions that are on the surface so that they won't rust. Attach the positive lead to our battery to the piece we're interested in. That way this will be losing ions. The other lead goes to a sacrificial, which will actually be gaining ions. Take this out. Okay. Next piece. Okay, come on. And this isn't just water here. We have citric acid crystals dissolved in the water. This is just plain water though, so we rinse it. Rinse each piece off afterward. You can use phosphoric acid or citric acid or oxalic acid, maybe some other ones. Do not use hydrochloric acid or muriatic acid. Chlorine and stainless steel are not good friends. Anything with chlorine is not good. We're working in a ditch here, and that way I can use the plastic bag to make the shape of my bucket whatever shape I want. A small bucket here, or add more water for longer pieces. It's been 3 minutes. Let's take them out. And we're going to rinse it off in clear water. Well, now we get to install all the hardware. We have chocks and cleats and all sorts of things. Bowsprit, it's all rebuilt, all the hardware is back on it. I've loosened all the backstays on both the mizzen and the main. We've got 2 temporary stays pulling it forward. These are actually halyards for the spinnaker and for the Genoa. So the mast is leaning forward of where it normally is. We're going to put the pin in, and then we have a stay. Okay. Nothing compared to the tension when it's underway.
Amazing.
Well, here, try one.
I need a hammer.
Right next to you.
When? Now it looks like you can make adjustments as well from this screw here.